Alright, so now we have it all the way up to the top. And we need to put some cap bands on there. And so we just do the figure 8. I take my hook. It's much easier. And one more. So when you finish this bracelet, you're going to have, instead of it closing into one, where you do like one extender, you're going to do 3 extenders. And that just makes it so it lays flat. Looks much better. Okay, so now you're going to start looping. So you're just going to take the sides up and the middle up. This part's probably the easiest part because it's basic. I do want to give a shout out to Madeline. She's one of my looming buddies, and Gavin and Maverick. They are loom freaks like me. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Ava, who watches my videos. Okay, forgot the camera's out of the shot. Okay, so you're going to do it all the way up, and do the center. Remember, there's 2 bands there. So you're going to make sure you get those. And just bring them up. The hardest part of this bracelet is the transfer. And also figuring out the pattern. If you have 2 looms and you put them together, it's so much easier. Because the hardest part for me, and I actually, when I paused the video, I had to take off my bands and start over, because when I got my second loom ready to go for the tutorial, I had the pattern in the wrong order. So it gets very confusing. For me anyway. Probably for you guys it'd be easy. So this one's the single. Let's do this all the way up. I feel like I'm the twist queen. Everything I look at in the book, I'm like, what could I add a twist to? This one was actually called the Quad Candy Twist initially, and then I kind of changed it. Okay, so this is all the way up to the top. So if you have 2 looms and it's all the way, just go ahead and skip this part. But if you only have 1 loom, you're going to put your hook through this one and kind of slide it up a little bit. Grab the other one. You don't want to put them too close together, kind of let them so that they stay separate. Shouldn't have a problem, but. And then grab this last one. Okay, so you're going to keep them on the hook, and then you're going to just take it off like you would a bracelet. Some people are gentler, I'm not. Okay. So this is what it looks like with just the 1 loom. If you have a really small wrist, you could do this and just keep it like this. I like it more like the band. I don't even know. It's right here. So that goes all the way around. So I like that better. So you're going to take your loom, your empty one, and you're going to fill it back up. And you're going to leave the bottom row and the top row with no twists. There we go. So I have one right here. Like I said, when I loaded this up ready to go for the camera, I did it in the wrong order, because for some reason I always get them mixed up. I think it's because it's the straight across and I forget which side is where I start looping. Okay, so this one doesn't have a twist yet. Make sure, okay, that's right. Okay, so you're going to put these back on to this one. And this is the hardest part of doing this. So if you can get past this part, you're home free. Probably this middle one is the hardest. Alright, and this last one. Come on, dude. Okay. So I just said getting that on there was the hardest part. I think maybe this might be the hardest part. And just the center part. Okay, so if we didn't put a twist there, there'd be a gap in the bracelet, which I learned the hard way. So, you can't just, well, you could just put this on here if you wanted to, but then there would be a back and a front of the bracelet because this part would show up on the outside. So, what I like to do is you're going to take the top band of the transfer that you just put on there. I'm going to set that aside. And you're going to put the twist on there. And then you're going to put that back on. Okay. And this one. This is another thing I learned. Do the sides, because the middle, they're both attached, so I'm just getting both ready to load it. Okay, so I'm going to do this side. So you can just take up that top one. And then put that on there. And then put it back on. Okay, so remember this is doubled, so there's going to be 2 top layer bands. Try to grab those 2. Okay. And then you're going to slide both these on. And then put that right back on there. Okay, that was the hardest part. So, you're going to go underneath and grab that bottom band and bring it up. Same thing this one. This one you won't be able to see very well, but it's the bottom 2 bands. So now you're just going to continue and loop up just like you did before. Just go all the way to the top. And this one, I don't really think it matters what order you do it. Just make sure you don't forget one. I've done that before. So maybe it is better to do it in a pattern. That way you don't forget to do one. That's the worst when you go to take the bracelet off and you forgot to loop one loop and it all falls apart. You can fast forward this part. There you go. Okay. So now we're to the top. And you're just gonna loop them all the way up to the very top. Let me do a quick look and make sure I looped them all. Okay. When I first started doing this, I was doing it the things offset, and it made the streamers like close in at the end, and it kind of looks cool, and it kind of doesn't. I like them straight. So my first one that I did was offset. Okay. Ooh, forgot C-clips. Alright, so you're going to need 3 C-clips for this one. So you're just going to stick your band through. Just put that C-clip on there to lock it up. And then the last one. Alright, now you're ready to take it off. And I think for most people, most young adults, you probably wouldn't need that much of an extender for this, because that's pretty big. So for me, it goes like that, and I still have, I think I used like 6 maybe, but that's for me, for an adult. So you might be able to just put it like that. Just make sure it's not too tight. But when I was first doing this, I did it offset like I said, and I just like the way they go straight up and down. This one right here, this one was offset. And you can also do the center bands, like make them the same color. They don't line up as well as I would like. So that's why I kind of like the clear better, because then they look more straight up and down. I had 2 other ones. Here they are. So this one I did on, this was just one, and I did the extender. It just doesn't look as good because it's shorter. And then this one is single in the middle. And see how it doesn't hold it as tight? And that's another one where I said, you know, the band, I did a black band in there thinking it looked cool, but then it shows all the gaps, so then it's not so cool. It's still pretty. But, so there you go. The candy streamer bracelet. Thanks for watching.